So now we're going to have Matlab do some math for us. And since you're an engineering student that will potentially be taking multiple calculus courses, we're going to have you automate the quadratic equation. And so to do this, we're going to open up a new script. We're going to add in a header, which I've already typed up, which is all in green because it's all a comment, and so it's not seen by the computer program. And that's where the % sign and bracket and % sign and the bracket go, and so everything in between this is green and a comment. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hard code all my variable values in rather than making it a function, which you're going to learn later in the class, which allows it to be more flexible. And so realize when we do this, there's going to be better ways to do it in the future. And so I'm going to hard code in my values of A, B, and C that we see over here within the equation. And so I'm going to set A equal to 2. I'm going to set B equal to -5. And I'm going to set C equal to 3. Then, since we have this plus or minus here with the equation, I'm going to make the discriminant its own variable value. And that way, when I'm making the full quadratic equation, I can do it two different ways very quickly without having to rewrite that portion of it. So I'm going to type in this for my discriminant. I'm going to set it equal to, I don't know how to do a square root because there's not a button on my keyboard for that. And so I'm going to go up here to help and search. And I'm going to search the word square root. And it's going to populate for me. And I can see that square root is SQRT. So if I click on this, it gives me further information on how to use it within the code. And so I'm good to go if I have any problems. And so that's a quick way to solve different things if you're wondering how to do different things within Matlab. And so I'm going to type in SQRT in the beginning of my bracket. I'm going to have B caret 2, so for B squared, minus 4, multiplied by A, multiplied by C, and close my bracket and add my semicolon. So my discriminant's there that I can work with later on. I'm now going to set my first x value for when I add my discriminant as x1. I'm going to set that to equal to parenthesis -b plus dis, close my bracket, and I'm going to divide that by 2 times a. Alright, and so that will give me my first value there. I'm then going to do pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to go x2 equals parenthesis -b. This time I'm going to go minus my discriminant divided by 2 times a, and close it off. So let's go through and we'll run this real quick and see if it works for us. So I run it. It automatically is going to ask for me to save this, and so I'm going to save this as my last name, and then in this situation I'm just going to save it as quad. Quad. And so now that I ran it, notice it took in my values of 2, -5, and 3. Our discriminant ends up being 1. And then in my example problem, it says that x1 is going to be my 1.5 and x2 is going to be 1. I'm going to change my values real quick. And so I'm going to change in my a and make it 1. Make my b -4. And my C 5. And I'm just going to run it again. So in this situation, it has all those values pulled down, and then we see again the correct answers of 2 times 2 plus 1i or 2 minus 1i. And so it will give me the imaginary number value for it. And so check that out. Pull in a couple problems. If you're not getting the same answer, something is different within your code, and hopefully you get that to work and it's very useful for you in your future.